I'm going to try and show you how far Sam's writing has met the criteria of the exam. So the first thing I want to highlight to you is this single word sentence. Word is underlining it because that's not grammatically correct. You don't have one word sentences. But I know through reading it that this is done for effect. It has a big impact as a first sentence. I also know that for an examiner, out of 100 people, maybe 3 would do that. And they'd usually be candidates in the A and A star range who are deliberately controlling their writing. Sam's been paying a lot of attention, and so he's put that A grade technique right at the beginning. Surviving, the word that we try to do in our everyday lives, but in the Sahara it's easier said than done. He's also thought about crafting his opening. Well, what's the craft here? Well, any opening that makes me think, hang on, I need to find out what happens next here. Yeah? There's going to be a crisis here, someone might not survive. That's good writing. It hooks me straight away. So he started with unusual sentence and a hook. Next, hundreds and hundreds of long, vast miles. He's done it again. Microsoft is underlining it, saying that's not a sentence. It hasn't got a verb in it. It doesn't make sense on its own. So as an examiner, I'm thinking, oh, is he doing that for effect? Top marks. Is he doing it because he can't punctuate? I'll read on a bit more. Never ending. Oh, he's done it again here. And I can see he's picking up this idea that he started with. No, this writer's probably doing this for effect. At day, an oven, and at night, a freezer. Okay, now it's starting to look a bit like genius because he's again doing an ungrammatical sentence, but I can see he's doing it for effect because he's saying, look, here we've got daytime where it's an oven, here we've got nighttime where it's a freezer. That's awful, isn't it? That's what that sentence is saying. Pay attention, this is a crisis. You're not comfortable at any time, day or night. So down to here, I've got A and A star writing. It's completely surprising the reader. He's breaking rules for effect. Not a drop of water lies above or below the scorching hot sand. That's pretty good. Very unusual to start a sentence with not. If you find yourself stranded here, let me tell you, you won't live any longer than I did. A personal address to the reader, talking about you and yourself. Now that's effective, but less effective. And the reason it's less effective is the decision he's made in his planning here. You won't live any longer than I did. It's dramatic, but I've got a problem. What's the problem?
You can't write things when you're dead.
You can't write things when you're dead, yeah. And so, usually writers do that at the D grade. Yeah, they don't think through the consequences of what they've written. And so I've got a problem as an examiner now. I've got A grade writing, but I've got a D grade bit of structure here where the writer's going to have to die, and therefore he can't write, can he? So what would be a solution at the planning stage here for Sam when he's planning this bit of writing? How can he get over the fact that he needs to die? What could he do? Yeah.
I don't think he is dead.
Well, he can't be if he's writing, but he says he's dead.
No, because like, it says you won't live any longer than I did. So he's saying he survived. And if you live longer than he would die.
No.
Yeah.
You should say that.
No,
You won't survive any longer than I.
Oh, I see what you mean. You won't live any longer than I did.
Yeah.
You won't survive any. Okay, you won't be able to put up with it. You mean any longer than that?
So he's alive.
That's a very good answer. But is he right?
No.
Are you going to kill him off? No, I didn't think so.
Sam, why don't you
So-
do that?
Because he's honest. So, Josh, you were spot on in your analysis. But okay, I'm going to give you the answer, right? Sam's written in the first person. Yeah, in the I, which is fine, you can do that, but not if you want to kill the person off, because then you can't be I anymore, because you're dead. What's he going to change I to?
He.
He, it's going to be he, isn't it?
He.
So we don't have to do it now, because you're going to have to do it all the way through, and it'll take some time. But That's a planning choice at the beginning, yeah? If you know you want to kill your character off, make it a he or a she. Right. So that's the only bit of D, everything else was an A. 24th of June 2006. An advantage in giving us the date, because it makes it feel a bit more real. I came alone without leaving a note. Nobody knew I was here, only the sun and what lay under my feet. Interesting, he's starting to suggest that the sun knows he's there. Personification, a really interesting writing technique. Because the sun isn't a human being. Human beings know stuff. So he's turning the sun into like a person. And that suggests that the sun is an enemy, doesn't it? The sun knows he's there. Oh, the sun's going to be dangerous. Please, please. I already know that the sun is dangerous because at day he told me it was like an oven up here, didn't he? And so his ideas are linking together, and again, that's an A-grade skill. I was literally helpless, but at the same time, I didn't know such thing. I've got a problem here. There's probably something missing there. Sam, can you work out what it is? I was literally helpless, but at the time, I didn't know such thing. Didn't know such a thing, yeah. So we need A down there.
I did put that.
Yeah. Okay. Harry, turn around, thanks. Charlie, Jess. Now, the other brilliant thing about the writing, which I've asked you all to focus on when you were using these, is starting all those sentences in different ways. If we quickly highlight the first word in each sentence, so I'll talk while you do that, you'll probably see that there are only two sentences down to here that begin in the same way. Anyone work out what they are? There's only two sentences that start with the same word. No, the same word, not the same type of word, the same word. Mickey, put your feet down. Don't worry, Jack, I'll edit that bit out. Right. Back to my board, please. Harry Watts. Okay, it's only when we get down here that we've got a sentence beginning with I and another sentence beginning with I. Yeah, that's the only point where my writer is not as creative as it could be. Let's scroll it up a bit, Sam, so I can read the next paragraph. Okay. Here he starts with a verb. Walking over the endless grains of sand. I've got a full stop here, and Microsoft is saying that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Need some thinking time, and I'm going to pick somebody. Why is that wrong? Yasmin? Can I have quiet so I can hear Yasmin? Yeah, but why? Brilliant. It doesn't make sense on its own. So that has to become a comma. Right, now though, I've got another sentence. I was tired and desperately needing somewhere to cool off. So that's correct, isn't it? Something that doesn't make sense on its own, joined to something that does. Okay, let's jump ahead. It was midday, and all I could do was walk and savour what's left of my half-filled bottle of sweet, refreshing fruit punch. Okay, I've got some adjectives, lots of description there. He's worked really hard with his vocabulary, with savour, not just taste. He's really thinking like a thesaurus. But I do have a slight problem. It was midday. All I could do. What is left? What is the problem? What is the problem? Couple of seconds thinking time, then I'm picking a name. Okay, and quiet in 3, 2, 1. Grace, you're still chit-chatting. Nikki, what's the problem? It was midday, all I could do was walk, savour what is left. What's the problem?
It's used two different tenses.
Brilliant. What do you mean by tenses for those people who aren't paying attention to the...
It's used with past tense and present.
Excellent, we've got past tense and present tense. So, which one's the present tense, Richard? We're looking at that line.
Yeah.
Which one's the present tense?
It was midday. No, is that past? It was.
That's past, so which one's the present?
All I could do.
No, that's actually all I could do in the past. All I can do is the present. So, which one's the present? Can you listen, please?
I don't know.
Well,
What is left?
what is left? That's now, isn't it? So, what must Sam change? What is left to?
What
Change-
was left?
What was left? So, although Sam's sentence variety is at least a B grade, nearly all of them are starting in different ways, at least a B, the control of the tenses is another skill that is kind of C minus, D plus. So he's changed it, he's not changed it, he's changing it to was. So what was left of my half-filled bottle of sweet, refreshing fruit punch? I had to keep myself occupied while walking mile after mile. But what exactly could you do in thousands of miles worth of abandoned desert? I'd like to change the word you. Tyler, what to?
Where is it?
Yeah. Who's the story about?
Him.
So what am I going to change it to?
I.
Yeah, I'm going to change it to I. In my planning stage, though, I'd want to change all of the I's to he. But because this is as it is now, we'll keep it as I. Okay, I'm going to stop
Did you say
there.
his name?
You could, yeah.
His name, like Richard.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
His name could be Richard.
I'm going to stop there. With your partner, what has given Sam A grades to his writing? Hold on. And then what has given him DC grade? Okay, so you need both answers. You've got 20 seconds. Let's take that in a second. What was A grade? What was D grade? You still filming? Yeah, D grade. But I'll edit it down.
The other thing was when
In fact, I'll keep in the discussion you had with Richard. What was A grade? What was DC grade? Go. You don't have to film it. You'll just pick up the mic. Right, so
I like what you did with your hair, mate. The A bit was like always for doing the
oh yeah, that's abandoned. You want to make it abandoned.
apart from the
And you add on the end.
I think the rest is just a mixture. No, I think it was B to C, and I can.
there was a bit about the tenses as well.
Yeah, since the tenses I'll probably
Because
give it
you hear two different varieties of tenses. So you have the same time as
but then again, recordings begin.
Okay.
I guess it's always
Quiet in 3, 2, 1. Nearly superb. Okay. So what did you come up with, Ross? A grade things that he's doing. One word sentences, correct. Starting sentences in different ways, also correct. He hasn't made any mistakes with paragraphs, so that's not an A grade skill, but it is B minus. So yes, no mistakes with paragraphing, and that's true all the way through. Ollie,
Punctuation.
what about the punctuation?
It's not wrong.
Yes, it is not wrong. Accurate punctuation,
One of them was.
B and A. Yeah, but now it's right. You're right. One of them was. You can still get a high grade. You can still get a B if there's just the odd mistake.
Can I say something he did wrong?
Okay, now we're going to the CD borderline stuff. What have you got?
Past and present mixed up, like he killed him and he kept saying I.
Yes. So getting the past and present, you want to avoid that. At the planning stage, as Harry's just said, writing I when you want to kill a character off. You can't write in the first person if he's dead. Ollie. There was another A grade skill here with Saver. What was that, Harry Morse? What's the A grade skill with Saver?
It's like using thesaurus, like he didn't just use like a simple word for the context.
Excellent. Where was that thesaurus? In his head, exactly. The thesaurus in his head. So we've got here a really, really helpful example because it shows us how to gain marks and it also shows us how we might lose some. Jess asked me a really good question. She said, okay, well, what's it going to get overall if it's got those two different features in? So I'm going to open up PDF.
Richard needs Mark.
Okay, back to the board, please. Quiet in 3, 2, 1. Lewis, we're up here. Yeah, I know, but I've got another Josh. Right. I'm still up here, Josh. Focus, please. Thank you, Mickey. Right. Ollie, I'm waiting. I need you to all see the board here, otherwise my teaching's wasted. Jess, up here. Jack, still waiting. Okay, this is the mark scheme. Okay, and what the examiner does, because he wants to mark, or she wants to mark as quickly as possible, is they're kind of just going to focus on the bold stuff. So let's start down here. This is the border between C and D, we suspect. Writing is clear and accurate in places. Well, he's better than that. It's nearly all accurate. Uses limited vocabulary. No, he's using really good vocabulary. I move up. Writing is clear, competent if plain in vocabulary. Well, it's not plain in vocabulary. And grammar, errors perhaps frequent but minor. No, he hasn't got frequent errors. I'm going up. Writing is mostly fluent. Yes, now, it's not all the way fluent because he's going to kill off the I. So fluent means it makes sense all the way through. When he gets to the end of that story, it's not really, the ending's going to annoy us because he's going to die. So, mostly fluent, yeah, it's in there. Sometimes linguistically effective, in other words, he's thinking about his words. Definitely, he's doing that a lot actually. Largely accurate, definitely. May have some sense of his audience. Well, he definitely does have a sense of his audience. He's making us really think. I'm not completely happy because I is going to die. But suddenly, even with my D grade problems, I've got into my B grade band. Yeah? Well, can I get into 11 in this band? Writing is consistent. No, it wasn't consistent. There were some mistakes. All right, I'm going to come down here. And now my choice is, well, how good and how bad was it? It's mostly good, wasn't it? But it's got some mistakes. So, okay, we'll say 9. 9 is going to give me a B quite comfortably. Comfortable B. Yeah, maybe a B plus. Sam, what target grade did you put down at the beginning of the year?
I think it was C.
Awesome. Yeah? So, that's how it works. You won't remember this, so I will set homework to get you to go back and watch this and leave me some comments.
I'll put it in.